Today, the message is about Samson, the last judge in the book of Judges. After Joshua died and the promised land is occupied, and Moses and also Joshua commanded, worship the Lord with all your hearts and minds and strength and everything you have, and love your neighbor as yourself. This commandment was in Deuteronomy and Old Testament. And until Joshua was living, they all obeyed these commandments. But after Joshua died, we went over the judges. God raised judges, 12 of them in the book of Judges, and we went over Deborah and Gideon. These two are outstanding, and the last judge was Samson. Okay, these people keep disobeying God and worshiping Baal and other idols. And the Samson time, they were worshiping fish god. That's a Dagon. You see the pictures there, and priest wearing this one. And Samson time, the sons of Israel again did evil in the sight of the Lord. They worshipped and served God Baal, Ashtaroth, and Dagon, so that the Lord gave them into the hands of Philistines for 40 years. And people couldn't take any more that oppression that Philistines, the Dagon worshippers, gave a hard time. So they cried out during these 40 years, and there was God chose special judge. His name was Samson. But this was a kind of special to have an angel, the angel of the Lord, appeared to the woman whose husband's name was Manoah, and said to her, behold, now you are barren and have borne no children, but you shall conceive and give a birth to a son. And she told this message to her husband, and they all witnessed and made sure this was angels sent from God to deliver the Israelites from oppression of Philistine. So 9 months later, she gave a birth to a son. But this was the angel's message again. You shall conceive and give birth to a son. Be careful not to drink wine or strong drink, nor eat any unclean thing, and no razor shall come upon his head. For the boy be a Nazirite. 한국 이름으로는 나시린이라고 그래. Especially separated from worldly being. So he did not drink wine nor unclean food because he was chosen. And on top of that, especially from the birth, Samson did not have any haircut. Nazirites, okay? Nashirin. So she gave a birth to a son, and named the baby name Samson. And the child grew up, and the Lord blessed him, and the Spirit of the Lord began to stir him. So he had a special power, very strong. You have the picture there. Let's see the picture there. Okay. In Judges 16, verse 4, young Samson had seen a woman that pleased him among the Philistines, not the Israelites. And he told his parents that I want to marry this Philistine girl. And they opposed, of course. Why you marry the Gentiles that do not serve and believe the Lord? And Samson had a different reason. He was going to attack the Philistine, but he chose a different way. So the young Samson had seen a woman that pleased him among the Philistines. He brings his parents to see her as well. Now, on their way, they encounter the lion. Out of sight for his parents, Samson kills the animal with his bare hands. It is the first time he shows his supernatural strength. Look at the picture. Samson probably had longer hair, but this is all I had. Okay? And then few days later, he finds bees with honey in the lion's carcass. We don't know how many days, but the lion's carcass had honey. And he gave some of honey to his parents, who's telling him, did not tell the parents where he got the honey. So down the road, he went to this Philistine and had a wedding reception. That time, it was a custom, they had a 7 days feast, eating, and it was a custom. So I have a picture here, and Samson's riddle. Samson, I had to divide in two. Next Sunday we'll have his final days, but this is a famous killing lion with the bare hand, and at the wedding, Samson gave a riddle. Now, this was a riddle. Out of the eater came something to eat, and out of the strong came something sweet. And Samson said, within 7 days, during the feast, if you come up with the answer for my riddle, I'll give you 30 linen wrapped is their custom of clothes, and then the clothes also 30. But if you don't, you'll have to give it to me, saying 30 wrapped linen wrapped, and also the changing clothes. So during these 7 days, these people could not come up with the answer. So he pushed the Samson's bride, this girl, you come up with the answer. And otherwise, we will burn your father's household and you also. She was very much impressed by the Philistine. So for all 6 days, his wife begged him, asked him, what's the answer? This is always, when you have a strong faith, you yourself cannot stand strong. We have to have the Lord, and He can depend us for us. But Samson just believed himself too much, and then he gave up. So he told this answer to his wife. For 6 days she begged. So the answer was, let's all read you answer to this riddle. What is it? Shija, what is sweeter, honey? And what is stronger than a lion? So the answer, they come up with the answer. So what he did? Since they they answered, but Samson did not expect that they can come up with the answer. But he said, if you had not plowed with my heifer, you would not have found out my riddle. He knew his wife already told him the answer. So he was so mad, he went out and killed the Philistines and got the spoils. So he got how many wrapped linen? 30. And then also 30 change clothes and gave it to him. And they were so mad, he was so mad, so after killing these people, he was out his way, went back, and his father gave his bride to his friend. And then a few days later, he came back to his wife, and she was not alone there. So he went out and caught the 300 foxes. Gideon had 3 warriors, right? And this time Samson had fox 300, and he put this the picture showing there at the tail and the middle torch, and burned it and released all these 300 foxes. And they went out to the field and just burned everything. It was growing, and a lot of people got damaged their crops. So, and then he come up with a strong statement that he went and killed, we don't know how many, but he killed lots of Philistines to revenge what they did to his wife. And they burned the father and his wife. So out of revenge, he killed many Philistines. And this is the first part of his during Judge, how he attacked the Philistine in response to his dealing with his wife and the Philistine. And when the lesson from this Samson's early life, God give you the strength, and when you use it for His glory, God will protect you. But if you abandon, blessing of the Lord will not stay with you. So out of love, the obedience comes freely. But when you have your focus a different way, the Lord blessing will not be with you. So we have to remember, even he was chosen as a Nazirite, and parents raised him very well. When you deal with others that harm you, we have to stay on the commandment of the Lord. Okay? So keep in mind, when you love the Lord, you obey His commandment. When you love your parents, or anybody, the obedience and kindness, and it comes naturally. So we have to put the Lord first in our daily life and worship Him and do whatever He orders, He commands. So in your Bible study, in your class, be careful and also apply your learning in your living. Okay? Let's see. Back line. 차려. 경례.